In the remote village of Corvin's Hollow, a dense veil of fog enveloped the rustic cottages each night, bringing with it an unsettling silence. The villagers, with their sunken eyes and wary glances, spoke only in hushed whispers after dusk. They feared the shadows that danced around their windows and the soft, almost musical, rustling that drifted through the chill night air. Among them lived an old man named Thaddeus, the village historian, who had witnessed countless strange occurrences in his lifetime. He had a suspicious glint in his eyes and a twinge of melancholy in his voice whenever he recounted the tales of those who vanished without a trace. Thaddeus often spoke of the legend of the Shadow Weaver, a malevolent spirit that emerged from the ancient woods each night in search of lost souls. According to him, the Weaver was once a powerful sorcerer who had been banished for delving too deeply into forbidden dark arts. His spirit now roamed the earth, seeking revenge on the descendants of those who had once cast him out. One gloomy evening, as the village prepared for another long night, a young girl named Ilara was seen wandering near the edge of the woods. She had always been curious and drawn to the mysteries that lay beyond the village borders. Despite the warnings, her adventurous spirit led her to the heart of the forest, where the air grew thick and the silence deafening. With each step she took, the trees seemed to close in around her, their gnarled branches forming grotesque shapes that loomed overhead. As Ilara ventured deeper, she stumbled upon an ancient stone altar, half hidden beneath a blanket of moss and ivy. Intrigued by the strange symbols etched into the stone, she traced them with her fingers, unknowingly awakening the dark force that had slumbered for centuries. A chilling wind whipped through the trees, and the shadows around the altar began to writhe and twist, taking on monstrous forms. Ilara's heart raced as she realized she had invoked the Shadow Weaver. Back in the village, Thaddeus felt an icy dread settle over him. He knew something terrible had been awakened, something that would bring unimaginable horrors upon Corvin's Hollow. He gathered the villagers and, with a sense of urgency, led them into the forest to find Ilara. They arrived at the stone altar just as the shadows began to coalesce into a towering, wraith-like figure. The Shadow Weaver, with hollow eyes that burned with a malevolent fire, turned its gaze upon the villagers. Thaddeus stepped forward, brandishing an ancient talisman passed down through generations. With a voice filled with resolve, he chanted an incantation, invoking the protection of the village's ancestors. The Shadow Weaver shrieked, a sound that resonated with centuries of rage and sorrow, but the power of the talisman held strong, pushing back the encroaching darkness. As the first light of dawn broke through the trees, the shadows dissipated, and the Weaver's form dissolved into the ether, leaving only a lingering sense of dread. Ilara was found, shaken but unharmed, and the villagers returned to Corvin's Hollow, forever haunted by the memory of the night they faced the Shadow Weaver. Though peace returned to the village, the fog never quite lifted, serving as a constant reminder of the darkness that lurked just beyond the edge of their world.